Have you ever felt like you had to constantly walk on eggshells around a parent? Or that no matter what you achieved, it was never enough? If this hits close to home, you might be dealing with the lasting effects of growing up with a narcissistic parent. Today, we're unpacking the signs, the psychology behind it, and how it shapes you as an adult.
Welcome back to Precooked Psychology. Today's topic is a deeply personal one for many. We're talking about narcissistic parents, their traits, the impact on their children, and how to heal from this often invisible trauma. Stick around to learn how this dynamic can shape who you are today.
Narcissistic parents tend to put their needs first. Their world revolves around admiration and control, often leaving little room for their children's feelings. Here's the thing. These behaviors may not always be obvious. Sometimes, they come cloaked in subtle guilt trips or excessive expectations. Dr. Craig Malkin, a clinical psychologist and author of Rethinking Narcissism, states, "At the heart of narcissism is a fragile self-esteem propped up by external validation." This means narcissistic parents often see their children as extensions of themselves rather than independent individuals. They may demand perfection to feel validated or dismiss their children's emotions entirely. On the other hand, psychoanalyst Alice Miller offers a contrasting view. She believed that narcissistic tendencies in parents often stem from unresolved childhood trauma. In her book, The Drama of the Gifted Child, she explains how such parents unconsciously recreate their own unmet needs through their kids. Growing up with a narcissistic parent often means living in an emotional minefield. Many children feel their emotions are invalidated or ignored, as these parents often struggle with empathy. The love they show may feel conditional, only given when their children meet specific, often impossible expectations. In some cases, they resort to manipulation, using guilt or control tactics to assert dominance. For others, their lack of boundaries creates a confusing dynamic where the child's needs are secondary to the parent's wants. The effects can vary. Some children internalize this dynamic, striving for perfection to earn love, while others rebel against it, often at the cost of emotional connection. Cultural factors can also influence how narcissistic parenting manifests. In individualistic societies, it might focus on personal success, with parents projecting their unfulfilled ambitions onto their children. In collectivist cultures, it may involve forcing children to prioritize family reputation over personal well-being. Interestingly, children of narcissistic parents often struggle in relationships as adults. They may either avoid intimacy, fearing rejection, or attract controlling partners who mirror their parents' behaviors. The patterns are complex, but not irreversible.
Did you know? Growing up with a narcissistic parent can affect how you view relationships in adulthood. For example, studies show children of narcissists are more likely to attract partners who exhibit similar controlling tendencies. But here's the silver lining. Identifying these patterns is the first step toward change.
The effects of narcissistic parenting don't just vanish when you leave home. Many adult children of narcissists find themselves grappling with low self-esteem, an intense fear of failure, or difficulty setting boundaries in personal relationships. Psychologist Lindsay Gibson refers to this as emotional immaturity, where the child is often forced into the role of caretaker for their parents' emotions, leaving little room for their own growth. But there's hope. Healing begins with self-awareness, recognizing the patterns instilled by narcissistic parenting. Therapy can be transformative, offering tools to rebuild self-worth and establish healthy boundaries. Practices like journaling, mindfulness, and even open conversations with trusted friends or partners can help you reconnect with your authentic self, the person who has always been more than enough. If any of this resonates with you, remember, you're not alone. Growing up with a narcissistic parent can leave lasting scars, but those scars don't define who you are. With the right support and tools, you can break free from these cycles and rewrite your story. Narcissistic parenting may shape your childhood, but it doesn't have to dictate your future.
Have you ever felt the weight of growing up with a narcissistic parent? How has it shaped you? And how have you begun to heal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could help someone else feel less alone. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into psychology and the human experience.